Today, breaking news, President Donald Trump is signing an executive order making English the official U.S. language. Did you know that we did not have a U.S. language in our country's history? Even though, of course, the Constitution, Declaration, the Federalist Papers, all of our founding documents are written in English, our laws and our customs, we have not had an official language of the United States. This is not insignificant. This is about national unity. The numbers are approximate, and they could put them in the chat. But based on my memory, I believe that Spanish is the dominant language for those under the age of 40 in the state of California, if I'm not mistaken. That Spanish is actually spoken more than English at home in the state of California. If you cannot communicate with your neighbor, you become a nation of strangers. You become foreigners in your own land. And more importantly, this is a symbol that we do have a certain tradition in this country, and we are going to protect and defend it. Did you know that English is an official language in India, Pakistan, and the Philippines, but not in America, but up until today it is? California is one of the most linguistically diverse states in the United States. It's estimated more than 200 languages are spoken on its territory. 1/4 of the population was foreign born. This is 2 times more than the rest of the United States, 10 million foreigners. And at some point, you become a colony, not a country. And if you want America to be a colony, just tell us that. A colony is where you could trade stuff, you could barter stuff. However, you have nothing in common with your fellow countrymen. And language is fundamental to that. A nation is comprised definitionally of 3 components, 3 ingredients. You must have borders or else you're not a nation. You must have unified language or else you're not a nation. And you must have shared culture or else you are not a nation. Borders, language, culture. And I originally got that, by the way, from the great Michael Savage, just to be clear. I did not come up with that. But when I started listening to him back in 2010, 2011, he was always on borders, language, culture, borders, language, culture. And he's exactly right. A nation ceases to exist without strong unifying practices and principles. 6 years ago, showed a study that there are more native Spanish speakers in the United States than in Spain. It's remarkable stuff. And we're going to say, no, English is the official language of the United States in official government documents. And if you still want to talk Spanish at home, that's not what this applies to. You could do obviously whatever you want, freedom of speech. This instead applies to what will the U.S. government have as a standard. No more when you call DHS, it's going to be press 2 for Spanish. You got to learn English. And by the way, all of our, well, not mine, because my family's been around since 1620, but all of people that have immigrated to this country, assimilate. If you do not assimilate to the land that you come to, then you don't have a nation. Assimilate through culture and through, most importantly, language. Learn English to become an American.